Hello, and I'm Jeff Lynne. And welcome to the Sonic Squeeze. No, he's from Birmingham, isn't he?
I don't fucking know.
Alone in the Universe. Album review. Jeff Lynne's Electric Light Orchestra. Now, ELO, as everybody knows them and calls them, are a British rock group from Birmingham. James, is your mind blown? Can you believe it? A new ELO album.
No.
Are your tits simply blown away?
No.
Gareth, tits?
My tits are absolutely fine.
Yeah, mine are intact.
Apart from the last 10 years, they've basically been releasing albums moderately consistently, and they've got like 20 or something, so does it matter that they've got another one?
I think it does.
Also, it's basically just him, right?
I think it was as well.
Yeah.
It's Jeff Lynne's ELO.
This is ELO like the last Blur album was Blur. It's basically just him and album.
But did Blur, like any of the band members...
Oh yeah, they all
Blur,
got together, but the album's basically him.
Yeah, but in this, I'm pretty sure he was the only one that was part of the original that was on the thing, on the album.
Okay, now for me, this album was a little bit boring. A little bit fucking boring.
Do you know what's really good about this album?
What?
Jeff Lynne's voice, Jeff Lynne's ability to write like decent sounding rock songs, and Jeff Lynne's production. Do you know what's not good about this album? Every song is almost exactly the same, but at the same time they're different enough for you to be like, I'm not incredibly bored, but I'm getting bored.
I quite like this album, but talking about things being the same, the first song was Imagine by John Lennon.
Yeah, I got so many
The first
Beatles
song was
vibes off
Imagine
this.
by John Lennon.
Was it?
And I
didn't get that.
I even looked it up. It's pretty much the same chords. And it's
get
played
that.
in the same way. It is so close
I
to
thought
Imagine
it was
by John
very
Lennon.
classic ELO, very Jeff.
Hello. Sorry, I got to stop doing
The
it.
drum roll that they have in it is exactly the same as the one from
Do you not
Imagine.
feel
was
as though
so similar.
it's a little too dated for 2015?
I mean, I
Oh,
liked
yeah,
it.
this-
I listened to it and I went, it's got a Beatles vibe, I like it. And then I went, it's got a bit too much of a Beatles vibe. And then I looked it up and went, no, it is Imagine by John Lennon, rewritten. And then I was rewritten.
We win.
You win.
I turned into Jonathan
This-
Ross there for a little bit.
This album does not sit comfortably in 2015.
There's nothing new about it. There's nothing bold about it.
Yeah. And you know
Well-
what? The songwriting and the lyrical content isn't good enough for it to just stand up on its own in this day and age. So I feel like the album's just...
But I think that this really pushes as far as a song can go in terms of, like, you can have really bad, well, not really bad, but you can have boring lyrics and push it as far as it will go to make it sound moderately acceptable.
The production was just... It was same old.
I'm pretty sure I gave almost every song on this album a 5/6, just being like,
It's so
yeah,
average.
it's like, it could be good average or it could just be bad average. And the fact that it's nestled between two songs which is also good average, bad average, you're like, I can't even tell what good is anymore. It's just like...
I wanted more of the orchestral flair
Yeah.
that we used to get on ELO
There
records.
are some.
There was some, but it wasn't big or good enough for me, you know? Let's bring it back down to earth now.
Back down to an octave that I can hear what my human is.
So one of my favourite songs on the album was When I Was a Boy, which is also the first song on the album.
Or Imagine by John Lennon, as I'm calling it.
Okay, chill.
We get it.
But the worst thing is, I really like that song as well, but I can't get over how much it sounded like it. And I was listening to it, and every time I'd go, no, I really like that, no, I really like that. I'm just fuck off Imagine by John Lennon. Why is
I think
this?
from a lyrical standpoint, this is one of the strongest songs on the record.
Alright.
All right.
I don't think it was anything great.
I think it was one of the strongest songs, but then I compare it to Imagine by John Lennon because it's so simple.
Love and Rain then.
Love and Rain
which was
really
also
good.
another one of my favourite songs. Yeah,
I really like Love and Rain.
Really?
yeah, one of
Love
my
and
favourite
Rain
ones.
was really good. The kind of funky guitar.
Did you
And
not-
that disco sound to it that I like.
Did you not really start to get bored of the fact that he'd said love and rain about 100 times?
No,
by
I
the end
love
the
both
song?
of those things.
Repetition, man. Repetition's fine. It wasn't.
No,
it didn't feel too
it's
bad
not
to me.
to where you're just saying love and rain because, like, again, this is one of those songs where he was like, "I'm gonna make a song called Love and Rain," and then and then he went and wrote the lyrics for it, and he was just saying love and rain like 100 times. I thought it was kind of dull.
For me, that song, the only way I could describe it is Eric Clapton meets Alabama Shakes.
Decent
Yeah.
guitar
It's a weird
solo.
thing to say.
It was really nice.
But it was
The
really
solo
early in the
rad.
track. It was like in the first. It was like between the first third and the second third, rather than
Just a
between
little
the
cheeky one.
second third and the third.
Couldn't
third.
hold back any
It
longer.
was nice.
It was kind of
So I'm
weird.
going to do it now.
I don't know. It just kind of dragged.
Dirty to the Bone sucked.
didn't think that
Absolute
I really
balls.
What?
Dirty to the Bone just sucked.
It was easy listening, but like
Yeah.
Easy
it
listening.
was also.
It was kind of-
one-dimensional.
it
It was
kind of-
grating on my ears.
It's kind of fun 80s sounding, but
Someone had like
I wasn't into
new
it.
potatoes and they were hammering it into my ears. I don't know
Is
why I
that
went
the
with that.
sensation of grating to you?
Yes.
New potatoes being hammered into your
Grated
ears.
new potatoes. Hammered into my ears.
Potato gratin.
With a grater.
The Sun Will Shine on You is one of my favourites.
That song was a pleasure to listen to. It was quite
That
depressive,
was
but kind of
like-
uplifting.
That was
in a
very
sense.
ELO. That had like a pad synth as like the main thing.
I love
And
the
then
piano
drums
kind
and
of
guitar come in. Not drums and guitar, drums and piano come in. And that's really nice.
I love that. I don't know.
Progressive, subtle, but maybe not enough variety in like the final third. Again, with almost every song here, kind of drags.
Yeah.
It feels as though he explores everything in the first 2/3, and then the last third is just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Ain't It A Drag? Yes, it fucking was. Moving on.
Yeah, I thought that was a drag.
I like that song. I thought it was
Really?
Well, it faded out to emphasise how much of a drag it
did.
was.
It
A
And
lot
you
of the
hate
songs
fades
faded out,
out.
actually. A
I
lot of
do
the
hate
songs
that,
faded out.
but like a lot of the songs faded out, and I hated every time I did it. But I thought that one was pretty fast.
It was
upbeat.
up a beat.
I was happy about
and
it.
it was 2 minutes 36, and it still dragged. 2 minutes 36, and it dragged.
Yeah, who needs a fade out on a 2-minute 36? All My Life was a rather dull ballad style song.
That was, for me, the definition of easy listening. It's just like you put it on, and it's just like I'm listening to music.
I quite
That's
liked.
Easy
It
listening
doesn't-
orchestra,
you
more
don't
like.
Yeah.
That's enough.
I quite liked When the Night Comes.
When the night comes.
Yeah, I got sick
was-
of the title
that was one of
after
the most
about
stringy
50
ones.
seconds because he'd already said "When the Night Comes" 5 times at that point.
Yeah, he can't have a song. All of these titles, he will say that line in the songs.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Best song?
Best song. I'd go When I Was a Boy or The Sun Will Shine on You.
My favourite
Probably.
are
Interesting.
Love and Rain, When the Night Comes, and When I Was a Boy.
Interesting. I really like "The Sun Will Shine On" and "Alone in the Universe."
I like Alone in the Universe mainly because you're listening to that song.
And you're like, thank God it's the end.
No, but you actually. I'm listening to that song and I can
don't even
imagine.
think that. I just said that.
I can imagine me floating through space
Yeah.
alone in the universe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Had that kind of pathetic.
Also, this
Alien
album's
vibe.
33 minutes long. How does a 33-minute long album
Feel that long.
drag?
I think that might be why I liked it more than you guys, because I just like got through it so quickly that I was like, that was fun. Next,
No, I'm not
you know?
saying I disliked it. I'm saying that nothing stood out as like great, but nothing was like bad either.
Yeah, totally.
Everything seemed to drag after you had explored everything that it had to offer. And what it had to offer was alright.
I thought the
That's
bonus
right.
tracks just weren't. There wasn't any point. One of them was a bad country song, and the other one was a rip off of a Beatles song.
But the first 20 seconds of "Alone in the Universe," I was like, "Hey, I feel
Dude,
as though he's
don't
starting
make it
to like pull out all the stops on this one." I could feel as though he was like, "I'm going to put all the effort into this song."
So with
But then
all of
he
his
stopped
stops
again.
pulled out,
He stopped again.
marks out of 10.
Gareth?
Did he pull out enough stops for you, Gareth?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this album. It'll be a 6 or a 7 for me. Like, probably.
You have to
Probably a
choose.
7. I'm gonna give it a weak 7, but I like the album.
Okay. You, sir?
See, for me, it's either a strong 5 or a weak 6.
Yeah.
I would feel bad. Considering how, like, they're all decent, I'd feel bad giving it a 2.5. out of 5. I don't know why I did it that way.
I don't know why I did that either.
I'm going to give it a weak 6.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 5. 6. Just to really annoy him. 5.5. Let's call it a 5.5.
I'm going to round it again. I'm just going to round it.
Are you going to round it the right way this time, though?
Yeah, because I gave it a 6.
Yeah, his way is the right way.
Yeah. Even if you gave it a 4.5, I'd round it to a 6.
What is the purpose of that? Yeah. Did you like this album by Jeff Lynne's ELO? I mean, we thought it was average.
It was good.
Let us know in the comments section. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see some more of our stuff, press that subscribe button. We'd appreciate that. Good night.